Hello, my name is Elena and welcome to my vlog. Today I want to talk about errors in a foreign language. So why do we make mistakes? Despite the fact that we switched to a communicative approach in language learning, and where it is more important to be able to communicate, to speak out the ideas, to share your ideas, rather than the correctness of the speech, still many people don't feel comfortable when it comes to speaking in a foreign language, and exactly because of fear to make a mistake. Here I want to a little bit clarify the terminology. In linguistics there are two terms, errors and mistakes. And mistake is in correct form, produced by a native speaker and typical for a native speaker. And then error, this is the type of incorrect form which is not typical for native speaker. So this is something which occurs in the speech production or written production of a foreign language learner. So, speaking about the errors or mistakes, actually I don't want to confuse you here with the terminology, and I will go with the term mistakes. There are many factors which influence our speech production. But then again, when we speak about the first foreign language, here the influence of our first language is very strong. Then, as an example, we have some element in our first language, and then this element is absent in the second language. So we will try to insert those, subconsciously we will try to insert this element in the second language, which will cause a mistake, and vice versa. If there is an element missing in the first language, we will skip it in the second language. Let's take an example of a Russian-speaking person and Finnish-speaking person learning the English language. They will have difficulties acquiring articles, and very often they will skip articles because neither Finnish nor Russian contains those. Then some mistakes occur when we don't understand the rule. Yes, it will take time before we will be able to apply the correct form, before we will fully understand how this particular form is used. We will make mistakes, and this is pretty normal. This is the way of learning. Then also very often, especially in the very beginning of language learning, when we don't have that much knowledge on grammar, we will overgeneralize many things, which again will result in errors or mistakes. Then also errors is a nice way to test the language, to play the language, because especially when we don't know the correct form or how it is appropriate to speak this, to communicate this particular idea, so what kind of forms we should use. We apply only those which we know, which not always suit the case. And we are playing with these structures, and gradually we are figuring out what is the right way to say and what is not. And then clearly there are mistakes which we make because of slip of the tongue and also tiredness. Because when we are tired, we are not anymore focused on speech production. We really don't care because we're so tired, we just want to rest. And if you look at your first language, it's very typical. You clearly see that when you're losing the words and you cannot express yourself clearly, and your ideas are quite chaotic. And you should remember that there are clearly much more reasons why we make errors, but I discussed the most maybe frequent, the most typical ones. And then you should also remember that mistakes is a natural way of learning the language. So we all make mistakes. We all have them when we speak a foreign language. And this is the way. You shouldn't be afraid. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you soon.